Oh man, I'm outside for a walk and I was thinking how toxic the world of man is, especially in this part of the world. It's highly, highly pathological, and in certain areas, pathology is rewarded. So people are constantly trying to bamboozle each other, pull a fast one to backstab the quickest and faster possible, which gives birth to lots of paranoia, mistrust, and evil. As I was thinking about this, I remembered this case nearby. This guy decided to build a house for his family, and he didn't understand, nothing about construction. That wasn't his area. He spent most of his life studying, reading to become a lawyer and getting a doctorate and everything, but he didn't understand, jack shit about anything else. He was specialized only in one thing, and he just didn't understand the rest of the world. So he had some ideas on how or which type of house he wanted. So he researched, he learned how to use some digital, computer programs, and he kind of designed himself the house, the plant of the house. Of course, when he hired engineers and architects, they immediately scratched everything because everything was wrong, and he didn't take it well. So he changed office, he changed, architects. And I was like, okay, this is not starting well. If you don't admit your shortcomings, right, this is not going to play well. And it didn't. When he got the plant approved, the project approved, he got in contact, with the cheapest, company, enterprise, out there who would build the house. And of course, as the house was moving on, the construction, he started making changes here and there, changing the position of windows and doors um, to match what his previous, vision was. And of course, the guy building the house, he agreed on it. Okay, you go ahead. But the thing is, this person was so paranoid about being bamboozled and afraid of being ridiculed, quote unquote, or passed as an idiot. He constantly was challenging the employees of the company, testing them if they knew what they're doing and whatnot, which became quite annoying. People who work in trades, they have a threshold of patience. That's why they work in those trades. They just can't deal with arrogant people in offices being locked in a small place, or you know so eventually issues started appearing, because if they are not happy, then your house is going to have problems, which was the case. Since he changed the windows and doors, the final product, the house started, uh, cracking. The facade was cracking because, things were matching according to the plan. And not only that, it rained inside from all places. Now, did the employees did this on purpose? I don't think so. They tried their best, but with all the changes, eventually the final product had nothing to do with the original plan. Pissed off, decided to not pay the entire amount of money to the entrepreneur, which caused them, to fight, and just all of this nonsense, just because the client just couldn't admit his shortcomings, and he couldn't admit that there was people actually out there in the world that was actually proficient, intelligent, and capable in certain areas that they weren't. You see, this guy was actually thinking he was superior. He is superior intellect. He knew everything about engineering and architecture and construction, and everybody was beneath him. He was like the king or something, the special one or something like that. At least that's what I understood when I kind of heard the commentaries from people and the final product, and I started, piecing the pieces together like a conspiracy theorist does, you know placing the puzzle pieces together, and oh, that's and of course my own experience, because I worked in trade, and I know these situations. I've met clients like that. Once a guy was like, "Hey, how many guys are you here?" And I'm like, "We're two." "Yeah, I only paid to do this job, so I only paid for one person, and then have a second one just watching." And I just answered, "Yeah, I'm gonna call my boss and I'm leaving if it's okay." And they just shut up and moved back, to their house. It's really, sometimes you really have to, kick them back. "You want us to leave? I mean, I'll leave. Fuck." I just wasn't, putting up with idiots. And lots of people just explode. I mean, their problems is something else. Maybe something else is tickling them, and they just see a situation and just unload everything they have. And we're perfectly innocent, right? But they just unload in the first person or the first situation that they, see the opportunity to. Yeah, get a hobby. I don't know, sports, or hiking. Get it off of your system, right? Don't get on other people's backs. So anyway, the arrogance of certain people, just because he was afraid of being, being bamboozled. So we figured, I'm going to stab them first in the back instead of being them stabbing me in the back. That was his angle, you know, and it backfired monumentally. Now he has a house that leaks water, and the house is mainly made of wood, so wood starts, swallowing, cracks happening all over the place. And the whole thing is just comic to me. It's just comic. If only you would respect it, people, try to reason with them, and maybe things would all be different, but you just didn't. You had to play the idiot. Yeah, that's a life lesson. People who work in trade, like the Americans say, people who work in trade, they should be more cherished. In this part of the world, they're not cherished at all. They're considered backward and retarded or something. They're not. These hotshot PhDs, they go to the toilet and pull a lever and everything works. They don't realize it was a human that works in trade that made all of that comfort happen. They just can't associate things. They are so retarded. Yeah. Anyway, I think that was the rant. Have a nice day.